Hey, so here we are, finally got up to 40 degrees in Wisconsin this winter. It's been a long 3 months. We're finally there, snow's melting, everyone's wearing t-shirts and shit. But here we go. So I got two EXPs here. The one on the left has been repainted black. It was originally the factory silver over a black bottom for 1982. Right next to it is a 1983 high output EXP with a 5-speed in its original paint from 1983. Alright, so today I popped open the hoods. I wanted to look at some differences between these. With the high output engine, for whatever reason, mine has a smaller radiator than the regular one. They're both the 1.6, but you can see that this one is the 1.6 high output. So it's got headers instead of the silly pancake exhaust manifold over there. In addition to this one having a 5-speed, that was an optional thing. You could have had the the high output engine with the 4-speed or the automatic. But this one has the 5-speed, and then this one over here has the 4-speed manual. If you see any other differences, definitely let me know. So like a lot of these I know vary from car to car, just because of where they've been serviced, when they've been serviced, what kind of technology was available at the time, where these things came from. Because like my blue 1982 4-speed car, that's got the optional California emissions control system. So it's got like 4 times the vacuum lines these have. Like even this here actually is a little much. The other EXPs have less, but my blue one has a whole bunch more. Like I got 12 lines running through here, and it's ridiculous. So I need to delete those. Plugged up my EGR. Nice. And I emptied out the catalytic. So yeah, it runs a lot better now. I just need to get it timed, finish the paint on that, and then it will be fully restored. But anyways, this almost all of the air intake boxes I've seen for these have all been just regular aluminum on top of aluminum bottom. So aluminum top, lid, and bottom. I don't think they're brushed. They might just be pressed aluminum. There's no clear coat or anything on them. But for whatever reason, this one has a black lid. Some of them do, some of them don't. Like this one also has a black valve cover, while this one's got a blue one, and this one's got a blue valve timing belt cover, while this one has a black one. What else we got going on here? Well, this one has, I believe, factory AC, I think that's what I got going on right there. Unless that's power steering. Yeah, it might be. It might be, because I don't think this one does not have AC. So that would be a power steering pump in the back. That might be AC. I'll check the dash here. That's a dead giveaway. Are there AC controls? Yeah, non-existent. I have the build sheet for both of these somewhere that would tell you, but this one has cruise control, no AC, but this does have floor vents. Yeah, I think this one has floor vents. I think it does. So, oh, there's AC control. No air conditioning on this one. Yep, so both of these just have power steering modules in them. And, well, you can see on the 82 with the standard engine, they mount the alternator lower on the block than they do with the 83. They mount it higher. My 82 is like that. They mount the alternator kind of high, not low like that one, which is weird. Maybe it's an assembly plant thing. I believe all of my EXPs, all 6 of them, are made in the St. Thomas plant in Canada, but I'm not totally sure. But I know at least 3 of my EXPs are all from Canada. But let's see what else we got going on here. Brake booster, master cylinders are different. Look at that. So that one's got a plastic system. I think that's aftermarket. I don't think that's stock. And then that one's got the giant metal critter. Neither of these have the TRX package. I know that. So the suspension is the same as the, all the European Escorts and Capris. The same technology that they've been using since the 60s. Yeah. Let's see here. I have no idea what the heck this is. Automatic choke? Vacuum powered auto choke? Some nonsense like that. Yeah, it goes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's choke. And then throttle. Yeah, throttle, choke. That is weird. My 82 does not have this. Mine has a little round cylinder on the side of the carb, like a garden tractor would have. Except mine's manual, so it doesn't have a hole with a rope through it. This one has the same style that my blue 82 has. So this doesn't have that crazy vacuum boost thing off to the side where next to the booster where this one is. So maybe an 83. I noticed that the fans are the same size, but the shroud is different. Like I said, the radiator is plenty different. That's really weird. Intake system is still the same. They both draw air off the front of the radiator mount support here. Some of the models that have the alternator sitting high up like this will have a tube coming off of it, routing right in here somewhere for a cold air intake for the alternator. Like if you have the 2.3 Duratec in a Fusion or something like that, you'll have the same tube running over the engine into the alternator. So that was interesting, but not a single one of mine have that. They all just have the single rammer snorkel thing. What's interesting about this high output is it doesn't have the twin intakes. Most high output engines have, or most of the high output engines for the EXPs anyway, they have a second intake coming off this corner of the intake box, and they route it into that little hole in the, that little hole in the fender. That's for the EFI models. So they draw cold air off that fender. They did that later. For the high output, they ran a tube out from the corner, or ran it up into here as well, or off to the side, one of the two places. I can't remember, but it looked just like this, but it didn't improve power much. The high output model only added like 10 horsepower because all they did was change the intake and the exhaust manifold, and maybe a part or two inside the carburetor, and maybe the cam. So there wasn't much of a power increase. It was quite disappointing. I'm still doing research on ways to redesign the intake system, because as we all know, if you flip the lid on your intake, you'll significantly increase the power of your car because it's not running through dinky little snorkel. Dodge found that out, so yeah, never tape these things off or run them directly into your manifold. You see, with the high output, you still have that preheat tube that goes into this heating valve. So when you start your car early in the morning and the engine's cold, it's not letting all of the air in there. Only until it warms up will it do that. Not all these EXPs have these plastic shrouds in the corners. I assume that they're supposed to, but not all mine have it. Both of these do. These two cars both have both of their cowl inserts. What I might do for intake is either expose this to an open air one like you see on race cars or whatever, or I will be adding another port onto one of these at some point. And then what I'd really like to try is routing the filter through the back wall of the box, in through the wall of the cowl, and then into this those open cowl vents. And then I'll have cowl induction, EXP, ram mirror nonsense for all those guys that love their Pontiac ram air crap that don't work. This is genuine ram air. As far as performance goes, both of these are about the same, except for this having a high output engine and 5-speed. 5-speed, the tallest gear isn't really different between the two. So with the 5-speed, you just go faster in between stoplights, which is fine. That's awesome. EXP is quick enough between stoplights if you know what you're doing. If you don't, you'll be the slowest turd on the beach. But if you know what you're up to, you can get some good performance out of these. This one does not have a sunroof. This one does. They both have a red vinyl and cloth interior. I think this one was all vinyl, and I think this one had a red dash, or maybe a black dash. I'm not sure. It's repainted. It got repainted to black, so I'm not sure what it's actually supposed to be. There's not really a way to look into the VIN number to figure that out, because these aren't Mustangs or anything crazy collectible. This has cruise control. This one does not. They both have the same radio, I believe, or similar. Yep. Yes, this one is... I wouldn't be able to tell you which radio is the cheaper of the two, because they're about the same. Yeah, maybe this one's cheaper. You just have that one silver knob. Or a slider to go between FM, AM, and whatever. Creature comforts, yeah, both same red carpet. There. And not much is different between these. The brakes are the same. They're both notchbacks. 84, they made them all bubble back. I prefer the notchback, and they both have red tail lights, as they're supposed to. One of my cars has an auto release for the gas flap. It's either this red one here or our 83 that was converted to electric, or maybe it was an 82 that was converted to electric. Either way, it's a first gen that was converted to electric, and it has an electric release. Yeah, I think that's that one. Yeah, the electric one has the electric release, which is quite ironic because it's an electric release for the gas cap, and that's quite the rare feature on these cars. But that car is electric now, so you can't even use it. It's pointless. And these both being first gens, they both have the same sail covers, until they later switched to EXP, and then they changed the fan design to a different one sometime in the mid or late 80s. They both have the similar bump stops. This one's got thicker ones for whatever reason. I've never seen these. The only ones that are taller and thicker are the ones that come on LN7s. These are what I've seen on all my EXPs so far. So either you have these or nothing, but I guess you could get them. The stripes are original. You get original black pin striping on all these. Unless you paid a little bit extra, you could get a vinyl stripe that starts from the top corner, runs around along this wall, goes all the way down, and then comes back up this apron. Oh, it looks incredible. If you can find some catalog photos from the 1982 model year, you'll see a black EXP that has orange and red hockey stripes down and up the sides. Oh, it looks incredible. And then this one, it just had generic ones thrown over the black paint whenever it was repainted many years ago. Yeah, so you can see there's some awesome silver in there. Good metal flake content in there. Get some of that Wisconsin clear coat on there. Make it shiny as can be. It's awfully nice. Probably can't see it, but it's nice. We'll strip it down, restore it to the way it should be. This black one here is very rusty underneath. Not as bad as my convertible, but it's rough. And then this one we got from North Carolina the fall of 2017. So it's pretty rust free. The only rust you see on it is the rust you see on it is just the surface rust all over the trunk and some on the roof, a little bit on the hood, but it's not bad compared to my other EXPs. I guess with 83 they mounted the body tag in a different place. You see this one's mounted on top of the wall. Then over here you can see it right about there, just underneath that yellow sticker they mounted on the front of the radiator wall. It's really cool to compare those. I have a document for deciphering those. And then, yeah, this is a factory radiator because it's got its own special air dam. That's very weird. I'll have to look into that because I'm sure that's no good. People always complain about these engines getting hot and blowing gaskets. I've never had that issue. This one does have a blown gasket, but none of my others do. This one needs to be retimed. This one also needs to be retimed in addition to having a new gasket on it. The electric one doesn't need a new gasket. Obvious reasons. But none of my others have that issue. Factory horn. My Blue 82 did not have a factory horn, so I pulled one out of an aftermarket one out of our Contour SVT, and it's got a broken diaphragm, so it sounds funny. It's cute. It matches the car well. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'm sure these both have different wiring setups and systems, because I know that the wiring is different between all these. Like, we have 6 EXPs, and it's not the same between a single one of them. Not sure why. I still need to figure that out. There's a lot of mystery with these. So much weird stuff going on, but yeah, that's what we got going on here. Well, both of these also have the optional dual mirrors that came in both black, I think. Maybe these were red. You could get them to match your paint, but most of the time they came in black. Same with the pillars here. They almost always came in black. So yeah. I'll let that be. And then I'll walk on over to the other side. I found an owner's manual in here that I'm going to read on. Maybe there's some VIN stuff in there. So I'll catch you later.